All right, so what happened is during Christmas, I was, just going through my normal life. On the 26th or 27th, I read on the newspaper that ransomware attack on NIB. And this is right after we now publish a podcast with your predictions, and your predictions were that cyber attacks will continue, right?
Yeah.
I personally still find it as a low-hanging fruit answer you give me, but it was true, and you were proven correct even before the year ended that cyber attacks will continue. And this time is the National Insurance Board. So it says a ransomware attack forced the National Insurance Board to close all its offices from yesterday to tomorrow. But this article real old, but they end up closing off the offices until the Friday. And then even the following week, the offices were still closed and people couldn't make their NIS payments. And people usually try to do their NIS payments at the start of the year to get all the NIS out of the way if they could afford it. So they said, commenting on the ransomware attack, Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines stated the government established a Ministry of Digital Transformation, signaling and implementing its policy to digitize the governance records and systems of Trinidad and Tobago. That process is very well underway. Quite naturally, cyber crimes, given their nature, which is to say crimes, utilizing the ICT platforms that support digitization, as these spread very positively to improve our productivity on our records. Fitzgerald Hines has used a lot of words. This is a natural and logical consequence of it. That's basically what he said. And I think that he's correct. This is a natural consequence of us real champion in this ICT cause and using this and creating a Ministry of Digital Transformation. And the cyber crimes will continue, and we just have to get better at it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a consequence of championing the digital transformation, but maybe we neglecting another side of it, the cybersecurity side of it. And not to say you need big elaborate systems, sometimes it starts small. Sometimes you could do little things, like not have your default Windows server admin password, because I'm sure, it have a lot of stuff, vulnerabilities there that was probably preventable. And as I say, if you're pushing digital, you have to push cybersecurity. You can't neglect it. You can't defund it. You have to fund it properly. And as we talk about funding, I know we have something else to talk about.
Yeah, we'll get to that just now. We'll get to that just now. Yeah. Now, in the article, I agree that we have to push the cybersecurity at the same speed as we push the digitization. But we just have some issues when you're dealing with legacy systems. Now, I am a NIB client. I pay national insurance taxes for my employees, right?
Yeah.
And they have an online system. I just pay all the NIS online by submitting a spreadsheet and then paying via online banking or whatever banking and sending it to them and whatnot. But them just send me a letter in the mail with a physical printout of the payment
receipt
with a receipt attached to it, as if I went up to the counter. So at the counter, there's give you this small receipt that's printed on this little thermal printer. There's stapled that up, big sheet of paper right here. I just get an email about 2 months later, because what is actually happening is I'm submitting these spreadsheets, and then somebody is going to manually sit down and cash it in.
Yeah.
like a cashier, and then put it in a folder, and then that goes to TT Post to mail it to me. So
yeah. So I mean, you have a disconnect.
Yeah, because technically what they're doing is a data collection website, and then they're manually processing it when it gets inside. So when it comes to these legacy systems, it's not easy to let me say digitize NIB. Because they're dealing with paper since 19 whenever.
So? I think of it this way, right? And now talk about the first part of the process, digitized. Right? But the second part of the process, you need a cashier, you need somebody to manually do it. If you digitize that process, that person don't have a job no more.
So what you're trying to tell me is that you think that they're not fully digitizing it for job security?
I don't know, maybe.
That way you
I
think?
mean, part of digitalization, is you have to look, it's not just looking at the software, you have to look at the people too. So if you digitize that area, you might have to move people around, people might have to retrained, you might have to, and sometimes that is the difficult part of it, the people. Because if you digitize that, they get rid of you probably don't need a cashier. You probably can't get rid of this person because it have a union. What you going to do with this person? Then this person might kick off first. Me want to do this. I get hired as a cashier than in my job description.
All right, all right. One of the comments in the article was a person who had to go and pay NIB. They said the government can't get the food card right. The food card done right. I doubt they could deal with ransomware. And I agree. Like, we do have the requisite experience to deal with ransomware properly. But the only way you'll get the experience is dealing with the ransomware.
Is it that we don't have the experience or we don't have the right people in the right places or the right people advising or on the ground doing stuff?
I don't know. The only way you'll get experience is if it happened to you. I don't think, because you could have the right people who might have experience externally. They might work for companies internationally or whatnot, and they know stuff. But the experience of the whole process of dealing with ransomware, from the disclosure to the PR to the technical aspect to the follow-up to the post-mortem to all of that, the only way you'll get experience in doing that is actually dealing with a ransomware attack. We might have the technical people, but we don't have the other surrounding parties.
I kind of thought you meant, before, like preventing and putting stuff in place to mitigate it from happening in the first place, But yeah, you can't expect to know how to deal with it until it happens.
Yeah. Now, with respect to how the NIB dealt with this one, I think we learned something. I think they disclosed it.
Yeah.
As the first day that it was possible to disclose it, which was Boxing Day. No, the day after Christmas, they disclosed it. And they say, listen, here what? We we're dealing with a ransomware attack. We are currently engaging so and so. We've switched the manual for the next, we're closing the offices because we have to deal with this. And every day there was an article about this in the press, and they were posting and they were saying things. So I think, I could be wrong, somebody said, listen, don't pull a TSTT here.
Yeah. And I mean, as I say, we are, us as a nation went through, a kind of high-profile ransomware attack, so it could probably only go up after the way TSTT handled it, So it's like, just do the opposite of what TSTT do.
Well, speaking of TSTT, what happened, right? Apparently, between March 2022 and November 2023, TSTT approved a total of $24 million to fortify the organization against cybersecurity threats. Official documents obtained by Sunday Express have shown, right? Now, this article is a relatively fresh one. And further on, according to, what's his face? Who wrote this boy? Joel Julian. Joel Julian is our friend. One day we'll have to talk to Joel Julian because he's normally have a lot of these technical articles for the Express. I'm so glad that he exists. So, interestingly, the approved funds exceeded the actual amount spent by the network and IT team, suggesting a discrepancy that was requested and was utilized. So basically, what he said...
They spent more than $24 million?
No, they spent less.
Okay.
So the
network
funds...
Yeah,
the approved funds exceeded the actual amount spent. So that means they get more money, but they didn't spend all. And somewhere along the article, I read through it, and he have all the information and whatnot. But we'll post the article in the show notes so you all could see that. And you'll see that there was some difficulty. Hear this part. Additionally, when former CEO Lisa Agard was approached by the Sunday Express regarding whether she knew that all cybersecurity requests and maintenance expenditure requests were approved, she confirmed this was true. She also acknowledged being fully aware of what she described as the circulating false narrative. So they were talking about the amount of money that they spent on this place, and nobody knew exactly how much it was, and nobody knew exactly what was being done. So the article tends to say that there was confusion about how they're going to approach cybersecurity. Have you ever tried to order something online using a Visa debit card, but you can't? Is shopping online something you always do already using a Skybox, but sometimes you need advice on knowing what to buy or what will work? I'm Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT, and we aim to make technologies that solve problems in a Caribbean context. So we created Order It. What is it, you ask? What is Order It? It's an app and a website that helps you order it in two ways. The first way is if you already order things online. You're familiar with using a Skybox, you're familiar with using a credit card, but sometimes you don't always have answers to certain questions, like which laptops will get a warranty in Trinidad, which phones will work on the Digicel network or the mobile network. So our app helps you order it. Every product that we list in the app, we will let you know the truth based on the experience of 20 years of ordering things online and using various Skyboxes in Trinidad and Tobago. So here are some of the questions that the app answers for you based on the products that we list. What are the taxes? Why does it cost so much when I actually get it? What is dimensional weight? All these questions and more we answer in the app because we want to help you order it. All you have to do is simply pick from our list of recommended items that we know and trust because we've ordered it already. Follow through the payment process. We'll order it and we can even have it delivered to you. So why don't you give it a try? Search for Order It by makeITsimpleTT in the App Store or the Google Play Store, or you can even go online to orderit.makeITsimpleTT.com and check and see if we could answer some of your questions and help you in the process of ordering